This is the first recommended step for the entire camera install if you selected that in your bundle. So we have an iBeam reverse camera, all right? And what this comes with is it comes with the tire carrier mount bracket, which I'll show you again how to install this. Comes with the wiring harness and of course the camera, which we'll break it all down here in a second. All right, what we're gonna show you is the rear spare tire camera install. This mounting bracket is applicable to any standard 3-post spare tire mounting bracket. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the install. Let's remove our lug nuts. And again, so this mount bracket is going to be installed behind the tire. Just go ahead and remove our 37-inch tire here. Easy peasy. Going back to what comes in the box. This comes with the mount bracket. Very easy, slides right on here. So this bracket allows for you to adjust based on your specific wheel spoke, whether it's a stock wheel, whether it's an aftermarket wheel. This will allow you to adjust the camera position in between the spokes of the wheel. So you'll need to loosen these 2 Allen keys and find the right spot. So we've already done this to match up with our setup here. So again, tires off. We're gonna rest this on this bracket here, and let's go ahead and put the tire back up. Here you go, nice 37-inch tire install, quick and easy. All right, so now that the tire's on, let's go ahead and feed the cable for the camera through the slot there in the holder. Easiest thing to do, go ahead and open this. Find the camera slot and feel on the back for the connector poking through the mount. There we go, slides right through. Now pull it all the way through, but do not, close this back a little bit. Don't seat it all the way because you're gonna have to adjust the camera angle once you get it fully mounted in, once the head unit's in. So just go ahead and let that hang out maybe an inch or 2. So again, we have the cable hanging out. And as I said, don't push the camera all the way in. You're gonna need to make adjustments to that cable. If you push it all the way in, you're not gonna be able to adjust it. You can get it out, it's not the end of the world. You can push it out with a thin screwdriver. However, just save yourself the trouble. Don't push it in, we'll adjust it later on. So it's gonna hang out a little bit from the housing. All right, so we're gonna fish the wire now through the tailgate. And the way to do that is to remove this panel and this panel here. And there's a grommet on this side too, but let's take a look at it, right? So let's go ahead and remove this panel. This just pushes in, there's little clips that you'll see. You can, push the clips, push the pieces, and then this pops right out. Go ahead and set that aside. Same thing for this guy here. This, you can push down the top of it and it releases the clips up top. Once all of your clips are released on top, just pull out. And that'll pop off the clips that were clipped into the bottom of the line here. Go ahead and set that aside. Now, there's a grommet on the outside of this. And that little grommet is right here. So what you can do is reach inside the tailgate and push it out from the inside. On the outside of it, you can feel it right here. What you're going to do is fish the connector of the cable through that grommet through the inside of the tailgate. You go ahead and pull that wire through. Now remember, don't pull it too hard because you don't want to seat that camera. You want to make sure, you want to leave that camera hanging out by a couple of inches so that way you can adjust it later. So just pull it, leave a little bit of slack. You're going to probably want some slack anyway. So maybe you can zip tie it, so forth. Go ahead and push your grommet back in. Now this side, the connector side of it, you're gonna wanna fish the connector side through to where it comes here. You can push the connector through this channel inside. So now go ahead and grab the connector and pull it through. And there we go. Again, don't pull it too tight to where you're going to pull the camera into its slot. Let that leave slack for you there. So now you have the connector through, and let's grab the other portion, the other wire harness, and we can continue with the connections. All right, this is the rest of the harness that comes with your iBeam camera. The RCA portion of it, this end is what's going to be fed through underneath the carpet and through the trim, and we'll show you that. This is what's going to be fed through to the front of the Jeep. This end here, we can go ahead and connect the main wire harness to the backup camera connector. Now, I recommend on any connectors, just go ahead and place a little bit of electrical tape on it. Save you the hassle later on of chasing a ghost. There you go. That should hold that for you nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and install a couple of zip ties. Can make that look smoother, right? So before fastening the zip ties on too tight, I would just make sure that you have enough slack in there. Again, not to pull the camera all the way into position until later on. Let's go ahead and cut off our access. And at this point, this is actually done here. So we can go ahead and reinstall these two panels. These slides into place by the top first, and then clips right down below. Just like that. Second panel, same thing. It slides right in on the right side first, and then slaps right in. All right, let's go ahead to the wiring portion of it now. The wires that we want to access in order to hook up our power and our ground from the Jeep are located right behind this panel. And this is the back portion of the right tail light. In order to get there, in order to access that, we need to remove this panel here and this panel on the inside. So let's show you how to do that. Using your star bit, a 27, go ahead and remove, there's one star bit here, there's one star bit here. I find it easier to get inside the Jeep. I think you have more room because there's a couple of panels we need to remove here. Remove that Velcro. You can pull the padding up from the roll bar to get that out of the way. The seat belt harness has a little plastic clip on here. Go ahead and pull that up. What this does is it has two clips that holds these two pieces together. You need to be able to get both of these pieces off. This one panel on the back, it just unsnaps. Like so. And just pull that out. This one piece here is, in addition to being fastened by the two screws that I removed, it does have a 10 mil nut that's in the back. Go ahead and loosen the 10 mil bolt back here. There you go. That's loose. Pull the rest out by hand. And go ahead and set that aside as well. Now this piece is ready to come out. However, probably want to have to get off of here because you're gonna have to lift this panel a little bit. Lift up as you pull out. Don't pull it all out completely because there is a 12 volt power outlet connected to it. Just reach behind here So this wire, this 12-volt receptacle needs to come out. Go ahead and lift it out a little bit. And in between this clip, just push in between. And pull it right out. Now this panel can be removed and set aside out of your way. I'd recommend climbing back in here. It's easier, it's more accessible. Once you've peeled the carpet back here, the main wire that runs to the tail light that goes down into the hole here, that one's gonna have 4 wires on it. A yellow and a white one, a purple and a white one, an all black one, and a white one with a gray stripe. The all black one and the white one with the gray stripe, those are the 2 that you're after. Your black to black is your ground, and your white to red is your power. And that is probably the most complicated part of this whole install. All right, now let's go ahead and run the RCA end of the wire harness up to the front of the Jeep. And let's go ahead and button up our cables here. A couple of zip ties. This part is done. All right, let's go ahead and fish this RCA portion up to the front. Just go ahead and follow the wire harness. It's a pretty easy path. So let's go ahead and pull this carpet back. And this wire harness can just pull right up there. And we'll grab the rest of it. We'll move around the other side of the Jeep and we'll grab the rest of it. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've pushed the RCA cable through here. I mean, you know, good thing about Jeeps is they're super easy to run cables in. We can pull this carpet back. We can slide the RCA connector over. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove this one plastic tab with the trim remover. Pop it out, pull it up. Voila, out of the way. Go ahead and hang on to that. Save that for later, you'll need it. And that's just to help you to get a little bit more angle on this plastic piece because it lifts right up for you. So again, carpet's back, trim piece is up, and we're just gonna go ahead and push that cable right through there. All right, now we're in the front passenger seat here, and we're gonna remove more of these tabs just to help access the little cable raceway there. So lift these guys up, and they pop right out. Lift that one up, pops right up. Go ahead and keep those in your pocket. Set that aside. And as you see, when you open this up, peel it back, you're gonna see that cable that you already pushed through, and here it is. So what we can do, we can just pull that cable. You go ahead and just pull it all the way forward. There you have it. It's all the way forward. You go ahead and tuck it up underneath the trim here. Now that we have all of the slack pulled up from the back of the Jeep to the front footrest area here, let's go ahead and remove the glove box because the RCA harness is going to feed up from the kick plate up through here. So to remove this, it's super easy. Pull it down. You're going to push in on both sides of the plastic to lower it all the way and pull it towards you. Very easy. Thank you, Jeep. And now we're going to go ahead and fish the rest of the cable up through there. So this cable can tuck behind this plastic like so, behind the plastic like so. So now this is through the kick plate. Go ahead and push the RCA end of the harness up through the glove box and pull it through like so. One final step to the backup camera install is go ahead and run the RCA connector up through the dash here. So that'll slide into the dashboard or into the glove box. And when you push this in, you can actually look down in here and you can see the other end of the cable. Rest that on your knee. And you can see it through, and it comes right out. I'm gonna leave this slack here because after I'm done with this install, I'm gonna manage this. I'm gonna zip tie this up and I'm gonna zip tie it up to the top there. So I'm gonna leave that hanging out for now. Now if you're installing the one backup camera, the harness is labeled rear camera in. Go ahead and connect that. This does have an extra red wire off of here. Do not worry about that for this type of install. That will not be needed. All right, so in order to set up your camera correctly, let's go ahead and turn the accessory on in the Jeep. Let's put our parking brake up and let's put the Jeep in reverse. We don't need to turn the Jeep on. It can be in the off position with the accessory on, in reverse with the parking brake on, and we can go adjust it. So as we can see right now, we're upside down, we're sideways. I'm not sure how we are, but here's a cool little feature. If you push this button right here off to the side, it'll show you a grid, and that'll help you when you're in the back there to get it completely aligned. All right, guys, here we are at the back of the Jeep, and as I said, you know, this is why we did not want to completely seat the camera into the slot. It's because if you can look in the front of on the screen, on the 9500 screen there, you'll see we're sideways, right? So we do have those lines to align the camera angle with. So let's go ahead and get this thing lined up. So I can reach around to the back side of the tire here to grab the cable, just to kind of help give it a little extra spin. And I can reach the front here and I can see the front screen there. I think that's pretty straight. So now I'm holding on to the back of the wire with my left hand, and I'm kind of giving it I'm pulling on it. And now with the front, just push right into place. Come back around and push that right in. All right, once you have the final position of the camera, I'd go ahead and recommend opening up the back here and just go ahead and put a zip tie on there just to secure that wire down so it doesn't flop around on you. So with that final step of the zip tie, we are now fully installed. All of that hard work really pays off, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now we're finally able to see in reverse out of our JKs. And there you have it, folks. Just like I said before, with the push of this button, you can see the grid lines, no grid lines, whatever your choice is. So if you're anything like me, you'll really appreciate having a backup camera in your JK now as an option. If you'd like to pick one up, visit us at www.trail7.com and just select to have one included into your Sony bundles. See you on the trails.